Hello everyone and welcome to Shelf Space. I'm your host Ross13 and today we are looking at the Haropla Haroloader from Gundam Build Divers Re-Rise. I actually picked this guy up a while ago and just now getting to actually showing him off. But before we take a look at the actual kit itself, let's go ahead and take a look at the box. So we got this really nice big illustration of the Haropla Haroloader itself. Really, the overall aesthetic for this is very sort of old school Gunpla, and I dig that as a graphic designer. It's similar to what we saw with, I think it was the Mobile Haro. The Mobile Haro. Anyway, so we got cool illustration of the Haroloader here, and here, and here again. And then we have some Haros flying up kind of ominously in the sky. So we got Gundam Build Divers Re-Rise, Haropla Haroloader, Bandai, blue logo, no glue required, plastic model kit. And this was a 2020 kit. Something good that came from the year. Then on this side we got some nice painted painted photographs of all the different things it can do. Looks like a crab here. And then here is showing what the actual Haropla looks like, and it shows that it's the new style one, so we'll get into that in a little bit. And then it shows that you can put the Haro Happy Yellow Haro in there, which I actually have. Well, my son has, and he's let me borrow it for this review. And you can put all sorts of other stuff on it. This is the Balden arms. This side we have the same illustration as before. Shows that this is number 13 in the Haropla line. And we've got Haropla Haroloader again, though this time it's in different colors. And this side, more photographs, a little write-up about the thing. You can read that if you want. Then the usual safety things, and no yen price and off-centered because apparently Bandai just likes making me sad. This side, same as the other, but now we have the bluefin sticker. And that's that. Enough of the box, let's take a look at the actual kit. And here he is. He's very, very orange. Almost looks like he's glowing on the camera here. But I think the orange is appropriate because it makes him look like a piece of construction equipment, which is basically what he is. We did actually get to see this thing in the Build Divers Re-Rise series being controlled by, if I remember correctly, it was Hiroto was the one that was controlling this Haro and thus the Haroloader when they were doing, spoiler alert, the repairs on Kuadorn. And yeah, it looks pretty cool. It's not perfect though. These arms are very shaky because of the way they designed them. Shoki over at Shoki Reviews found out a good way to sort of trim things down a little bit so that way you can kind of push these up more flush to the shoulders, and that gives it a little bit more stability. And it almost feels like maybe some of this could have used maybe one or two extra passes in the design phase, but I'm not going to complain too much because it is a nice looking kit. Let's go ahead and move on to articulation. We can sort of start at the head because it's almost all head. This thing rotates around inside the cockpit. And we'll take a look at the Haro itself in just a little bit. Focus. Then you have rotation at the shoulder, and then this can hinge down. Can also move the arm back and forward, and this hand can hinge side to side. And then here you have a little lever that can activate the claw, though it's a little tight. Same on this side. Then you can rotate this guy around. And, oh, that's right, he's on a ball joint here, so actually you can have sort of an ab crunch going on. And then the legs, for lack of a better term, are on a ball joint as well, though heavily restricted but it does mean you can get a little bit of posing with them. And then these parts can tilt as well. On the bottom, you have these little ball things, but they're not like actual wheels or anything like that. So you can't really wheel him around, but these have sort of low friction. So on some surfaces, you can kind of get a semblance of movement around. I think it would have been better if maybe they had little wheels. And here, that shows off that. The Haro can actually pop off. And this is the new keyboard style Haro. Keyboard style Haro. Goodness. And you can open up his mouth like so. And you can see there's a little keyboard, computer, and you could even plug things in there if you wanted to. And he does actually come with the usual Haro stand. This one is dark blue, but the limbs are a little bit different. Let's see. They're all... So, on an original Haropla, you had the little bear guy polycaps. I know that's not what they're called, but it's the little bead ones that I remember first seeing in a bear guy kit. But on this one, they actually have the parts molded in plastic. So you don't need the polycap. Also on the original Haroplas, there was no opening mouth or anything like that. Other than that, they're designed pretty much identical. Let's go ahead and get him all together. And you can sort of see what I'm talking about. Oh, this part right here is a action base adapter for this. He plugs in right there. I just have it stuck there with some blue tack because I didn't want to lose them. All right. Come on, there we go. So you can open up these top panels just like on the regular Haropla, and we plug these in. And then these come off like the regular one. And that's right, we got these part. So the part with the hollow one goes in here. Hopefully you can see all this. I just realized I wasn't checking to make sure it was all on camera. And there we are. Now he's all harrowed up. So as you can see, virtually identical, but there are some minor differences. He also has basically grips on his hands to hold smaller weapons, like what do I have handy? So you can sort of hold a beam saber, and he can come at you. Yeah. So that's a neat addition to basically give a little bit of extra features to him. And if you want, you can just plug him in there and have him displayed like a regular Haro. In fact, I've actually had this guy displayed as just a regular Haro on my review desk here, partly because this guy is not going to be living inside this thing. I actually have plans, and I've talked about this with Shoki. This is most of a mobile ball. And as you can see, I have drilled a hole in the bottom and have made it so that way you can plug this thing in, and this has made a construction type ball unit. And I absolutely love this thing. I just need to have the time to finish it up because I want to add some extra details to it, because this by itself pretty cool, but I feel like there's something more that needs to be done to it, and I just don't quite know what just yet. But as time goes on, I will put some more work into this, and you'll see more of it in the future, I promise. So that has been a review. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all that fun YouTube stuff. Check the description below for links to my storefront where you can get official shelf space t-shirts and more. And I'll see you the next time you invade my shelf space.